Yo, what's up, you guys? So, I woke up this morning and saw that Man of Steel, which, is one of my favorite movies, probably my favorite movie of all time. Um, so, I saw it trending on Twitter and had to know why. Um, so, Variety, which I guess it was posting an article because they were talking about Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead movie, which just came out on Netflix this past week. Um, I still haven't watched it yet. I probably will tonight, and then I'll probably give you guys a review tomorrow. Javante has seen it, so he saw it last night. So we're probably gonna give you a review. Have it tomorrow for you guys. But anyway, getting going back to this. So Variety posted a story, um, and I saw like through the Twitter subtext, like just I didn't read the whole story, but I saw a brief section where they were talking about, and it said Zack Snyder's first swing at a household name property was the Superman movie, and while Man of Steel looks gorgeous, which it is well cast and filled with eye-popping visuals. Again, agree on that. It seems to lack any heart associated with the iconic character. Okay, I really am starting to question whether people actually watch the same movie, because I don't know. I feel like maybe when they got the DVD of Man of Steel or they watched it, it was a bootleg copy that was some alternate version. Um, I really don't know. I'm really clueless as to how people tend to hate it, or they don't really understand it. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I just, like I said, I just have a love for it. So maybe I'm biased, but I it lacks heart. Did they not watch the movie? There were several moments in the movie where it showed heart. Literally with Jonathan Kent, played by um, Kevin Costner. Damn, almost forgot his name. Played by Kevin Costner, and he's talking to Superman when he's a kid, or when he's a teenager, and he's telling him about like he's not from this world, and Superman's like, well, can I still be your son and all that. Like when he's talking to him and he's talking about like they sent you here for a reason, and even if it takes you the rest of your life to figure out that reason, you owe yourself to that to find out why. And he says, well, can I still be your son? And he's like, you are my son. I mean, that's heart right there. When Superman's returning home and he's talking to his mom about finding his people, another instance of heart. Um, I mean, damn, like shit. That's just wow. Like the movie was missing heart when he's talking to Lois Lane and talking about his dad, and heart right there. There's a scene where Perry is trying to help out the girl Jenny, and she's trapped, and you just think that it's about to be over for them. It's over, um, as the world engine is about to destroy them, and you see Superman, who just is starting to accept his you know becoming this beacon of hope for him, and becoming this superhero and saving the world, because in the movie he was questioning like, should I save humanity and all that, or should I reveal myself to humanity? And he finally figures out his reason why he was sent here, and just like his dad was addressing in the beginning, like you've even if it takes the rest of your life to figure it out, why you owe yourself why. So seeing that in that scene where like, oh, okay, they're about to die, and you see Superman, who literally is facing a threat because it's made out of kryptonite, so it weakens him. And you see the weight of the world literally because the machine um is pulling gravity from the earth. So it's literally like holding this man down, and you just see him like charging up, like in destroying the machine. So you see the weight of the world literally is coming down on him, yet he rises to the occasion, destroys it, and saves the world, saves the humanity. So I really my God, hold on. I need a break. All right, so I'm really trying to understand where people's hate is coming for this movie. I mean, I know like there's a bunch of people who are like, they're fans of the Boy Scout Superman, who the 1960 1970 version. Richard Donner, those Supermans with Christopher Reeves. So yeah, you have the Richard Donner, Christopher Reeves Superman. I think people idolize that, and they look at that and they think of that being the only Superman. And I was always a Superman fan, so I like those movies. Don't get me wrong, and I love Superman in Justice League, the animated series, and with his TV show as well. So I've always been a fan of the Superman character, but I never really connected with him until I watched Man of Steel, because I saw a person who, despite having all the power in the world, he still had his flaws. He still questioned, his beliefs, and the world didn't accept him. Because I'd like to be honest, if in real life, if we ever encountered a being who had all these powers, who with a single blow could destroy this world, wouldn't we be questioning his stance, and where he falls in line with as far as our beliefs? And I mean, I think we would be building up a bomb or a fucking nuke or something to destroy him if we could, because we can't trust someone like that with all that power. So I think that's something that Zack Snyder was trying to do in his movies. He was trying to establish how a real world would perceive a guy like this, because it used to, in the Christopher Reeves and Richard Donner version, Superman just he studied his heritage, for about 12 years, and then eventually became Superman, and everyone just batted an eye. Like nobody, they were like, okay, all right, this guy's here to save us. Okay. So it was just moving on, where I think Man of Steel, it's more than that, Um, I don't know. I just don't understand where people, have this belief or this notion that, oh, okay. Like, it's okay to have multiple versions of the characters. It's okay to have different versions. I love the Christopher Reeves and Richard Donner Supermans. Man, I mean, it was Richard Donner for the first movie, and then the rest, it was that whole debacle. But Christopher Reeves Superman, I actually enjoyed that one. I loved him in the animated series, loved him in his own TV show, and then I loved him in Man of Steel. I think Man of Steel was where I think I loved the character the most, with Henry Cavill playing him. And then I even watched Superman and Lois. I recently got into that. And I actually liked Superman and Lois. I mean, it's a different take, but I actually like it. But at the same time, I'm not a person that I completely dismiss it because, oh, okay, I've grown too attached to Man of Steel. I love Henry Cavill Superman so much that I'm going to shit on this one constantly. No, I accept that one as it is. I accept this one as it is. Like, I don't know, understand why people can't accept multiple versions of the character. So that's something that kind of annoys me. But and one of the biggest arguments I've seen from people, and I seen them bring up, well, Man of Steel didn't bring as much into the box office as it should. No shit. You look at any of the movies around that time, and what they brought to the box office. Honestly, let me pull that up, because shit, y'all about to have me fact checking this shit. Man of Steel made $668 million at the box office, and this was in 2013. So had a budget of 225 to 258 million. So still, it had a positive net worth as far as box office. Let's look at Batman Begins. $373.6 million at the box office. and that came out in 2005. So Batman Begins. So I'm just saying, like, okay, it doesn't have to reach the status of what Avengers made, because Avengers, it's a team up movie. Of course, it's gonna make billions of fucking dollars at the box office. Um, you know, let's look at MCU movies since y'all want to complain so much. Let's look at Iron Man. How much did that movie make? $585 million at the box office. So it made less than Man of Steel. The Incredible Hulk, $264 million at the box office. So people consider that a box office failure. That seems about right on that end. But I'm just naming superheroes for their first movies and what they made. So Iron Man, like I said, it made 585.8 million. Thor, 449 million. Captain America, 370 million. Guardians of the Galaxy, which is a team up movie, but yes, and that came out in 2014, made 772 million. Ant-Man, 519 million. Doctor Strange, 677 million. Solo, because I'm being honest, solo superhero movies, like, they didn't really start making money until Spider-Man Homecoming, which came out and had 880 million. And then after that, you have Black Panther, which made 1.3 billion. So, let's see, Captain Marvel, 1.12. So see, now you see solo superhero movies now, of course they're making 1 point something billion dollars, which makes sense. I mean, you look at the times we're in and the use of social media to promote movies. I mean, I'll be honest, I wasn't really on social media that much in 2013, so I don't remember actually seeing advertisements constantly for Man of Steel compared to how we see movies today advertised. So I think that's another big reason why it probably didn't make as much money back then as you see movies now. And like, I mean, you look at it, I think it helps when you have MCU in a shared universe, because like Spider-Man Homecoming, if it came out without Spider-Man being introduced in Civil War, it probably wouldn't have received $880 million in the box office. But I mean, you look at it how he appeared in Civil War, so it kind of builds up. It has that build up, and that's for a lot of characters. Black Panther had that build up, but I mean, also it's Black Panther, so of course he's going to make some money in the box office. But I mean, Man of Steel, you look at that and why people consider it a box office failure. I think it's a box office success during its time, of course, during its time. Now, when you compare it to other movies, of course, it doesn't make as much. It doesn't look as good. But, I mean, shit, it's the solo movie. It's the first movie, so you have to take into account that as well. And then also, Man of Steel, it was it was after we had Superman Returns, and a lot of people hated Superman Returns. Like, a lot of people considered that a failure. So I think having that, it kind of hurt Man of Steel's hype around it, because people were like, oh, another Superman movie? Like, Superman Returns was so trash. Like, I don't feel like I can watch another one. And then also the fact that we had a lesser known actor in Henry Cavill, who I believe the only two movies that I knew he was in was Immortals and Stardust, which I didn't even know he was in Stardust until years after Man of Steel came out. But you consider those two movies, so Henry Cavill, a lesser known actor, taking on the role, so it doesn't create as much hype for people to want to go see it, because you don't know who's donning the cape. And like I said, social media, that's a big factor why. Now that we look at it, let me bring up what those movies made when they had a sequel. So Iron Man, like I mentioned, it made 585.8 million. Iron Man 2 made 623 million. So actually, Iron Man 2 was a sequel, still didn't make as much as Man of Steel. Let's see. It wasn't until Iron Man 3, which made 1.2 at the box office. Thor the Dark World, 644.8 million. So it still improved. I mean, over Thor, but it still wasn't Man of Steel. Captain America, the Winter Soldier, 714 million at the box office. Captain America Civil War. I mean, come on, it's Civil War. 1.15 million at the box office. Guardians of the Galaxy 2. 863 million at the box office. Thor Ragnarok. 854 million at the box office. Let's look at this again. Ant-Man the Wasp, 622 million at the box office. So honestly, I mean, you look at most of the solo movies that MCU has produced, you could say like a few have overcome Man of Steel at the box office, but it's mostly the team up movies, which is understandable because it's team up versus a solo. And I'm gonna be honest with you here. Man of Steel, to me, I think it's the best superhero coming of age story, to grace our screens. I thought of it as having that heart, that coming of age. I mean, come on, the first flight scene is easily top tier, maybe one of the top 5 scenes of all time. For a superhero movie, that's just my opinion. So since I'm naming all Marvel sequels being greenlit, let's go DC. I mean, shit. We look at The Dark Knight, and we look at Batman Begins. Batman Begins, as I said, made 373 million in the box office. You look at The Dark Knight and what it made after that, 1 billion at the box office. You look at The Dark Knight Rises, 1 billion. So I'm really, I just don't understand why they were just so quick to shut down Man of Steel when, I mean, of course it's gonna cause division amongst fans. I think those people who hate it are people who are still stuck on the old Superman and that ideology and never wanted to grow with the new version of Superman. And I think the people who love it are the people who, like me, who I don't necessarily shit on the Donner Supermans. I don't shit on any other versions of Superman. I don't shit on the Superman and Lois Superman. I think each one is good in its own nature. Man of Steel was good in its own nature, and I feel like that should continue. So, I mean, I'll just leave it at that. So yeah, I really don't understand the hate that it gets. That's weird to me. But I will say Man of Steel, a sequel, it has long been overdue. It's been, 8 movies since the movie came out. We should have got one by now. To be honest, I think Warner Brothers is bullshitting in that department as far as releasing another movie. I believe it should come out. I believe if it came out, it would do numbers in the box office because now Henry Cavill is well known in Hollywood. So he attracts people there. And, you see the track record of superhero movies getting a sequel. Most of them always have improved numbers. So I think Man of Steel would do the same. But, honestly, I'm not the person that makes those decisions. That's Warner Brothers, and which, sadly. But, anytime you guys post hashtags and are on Twitter and Man of Steel 2, and I see that shit trending, I'm always a person that joins in because I would love to see a Man of Steel 2. I think it's long overdue. I think it should have a proper trilogy, if you ask me, and I think that's the only Superman movie that's been done right recently. And that was the only time I really fell in love with Superman. I've always been a fan of Superman, but when I really related to him and actually connected with this character, it was through Man of Steel. So I would just hate for them to miss out on the opportunity. I guess this is my petition for Man of Steel 2 to happen. I hope it does. I'm always still holding out hope. Hope is a big thing with Superman. But yeah, those are my thoughts, man. I really I'm glad to see it trending. I'm glad to see through it trending, I'm actually seeing like a lot of positive comments made by people regarding Man of Steel and talking about how underrated of a movie it was and how deserving of a sequel it should have. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have probably watched Man of Steel over probably 200 times. Like, I have seen that movie. I actually watch it at least once a week just because of how much love I have for it. And like each time I watch it, I actually like love it more and more. It took me about like the 50th or maybe, yeah, about the 50th time watching. And funny thing, but like the ending when he's talking to Lois and she's like, Lois Lane, welcome to the planet. It took me until like 50 times to watch it and actually understand that she's not referring to the Daily Planet when she's like, welcome to the planet. She's actually talking about welcome to the actual planet. And, I was like, how did that go past my head all these times watching it? But yeah, like, I mean, every time I watch it, I just, there's something new to it that makes me fall in love with it more and more. Um, and yeah, that's just my opinion on Man of Steel. I think it has some of the best, visually most appealing things we've seen in a superhero movie, especially a solo movie, origin movie. Because I mean, if I compare it with any other solo movie that any DC character or MCU character or MCU film has to offer, I think it's up there, to be honest. I love the coming of age story with Clark Kent becoming Superman and becoming that beacon of hope. And I know people hate the destruction and shit, but if you ask me, I think facing off against super powered beings who have the same power as you and who are hell bent on destroying this planet and killing you in the process, I don't think it's going to be a battle where you're going to be able to save all this property. Like, there's going to be tons of property damage in the process. Like, that's just realism. And I just don't understand why people don't understand that in a way. But at this point, to each its own. If you didn't like Man of Steel, sorry for you. At this point, it's like talking to a brick wall when you try to tell people how good of a movie it is. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. I enjoy it. I love it. I hope they greenlit a sequel in the future. I'm still gonna hold out hope, maybe for another. I'll probably say 3 to 5 years. Probably when it hits that 10-year marker, I'll probably give up around that time. We'll see. But yeah, I definitely would love to see where this movie goes. Zack Snyder teased us with the whole Brainiac and the Kryptonians returning from the Phantom Zone. I would love to see that, especially Brainiac. We haven't really gotten a live action Brainiac in the Superman franchise, so that would be really cool. But yeah, I'll leave it at that. Alright, you guys, that'll be all for this video. Let me know down below in the comment section whether you agree or disagree with some of my points. Also, be sure to let me know your thoughts on Man of Steel. If you liked the movie or you didn't like it, let me know. I'm probably going to argue with you guys down in the comment section, depending on what you guys say. But yeah, let me know if you like this video. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and be sure to tune in for more. Alright, you guys, deuces. Now, I'm about to go watch Man of Steel for the 205th time. See ya.